Being 10 o'clock, we'll call our meeting to order and start with a salute to the flag, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Roll call, Zachary Rio.
Present.
Pauline Broda. Elizabeth Collins.
Here.
Lois Burlett.
Here.
Okay, Lucia Casey's present, and myself. Okay, approval of the minutes of October the 19th.
I will make a motion.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded. Any questions, comments, additions, or deletions? I have one comment that, no big deal, but under the approval of the minutes for September, I don't think it should read, the motion was unanimous. Unanimously accepted by all, except Veronica Boulier, who abstained. It was carried, and I abstained.
Is that September or October?
Under September approval of minutes on the October,
Oh, okay.
it wasn't unanimously accepted. I don't know, I guess it could go either
No,
way.
no,
but
that's all right. Yeah, we can change that.
Okay, it just didn't sound right to me.
Okay, we can
Okay.
change that to reflect.
All right, hearing nothing else, all those in favor of the minutes of October 19th?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain. I
Okay.
was absent that day.
Okay, one abstention. Okay, all those, we've got it, so you've got 4 yeses. Approval of financial reports, the check warrant for October.
Motion to approve.
Okay, motion has been made to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion has been made and seconded. Any questions?
Maybe
Hearing-
because I
oops,
was
okay.
absent.
Please.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, I was just going to
Okay.
call for a vote.
Maybe because I was absent last month. All of this here,
This isn't right.
Joe remembers seeing.
This is not right.
Understand it, so I said.
I don't know why you're getting all that money, because that's not,
This isn't the check register.
this is not correct. No, this is the trial balance. Let me get you.
And
the check.
it says trial balance on the
Yes,
top, so.
It does.
Okay.
Sorry. So do you want me to go get that?
We'll continue, we'll go back to the check register.
Okay.
Liz and Pauline, you'll withdraw your motions at this point. Thank you. Okay, MMDT statement for October.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded that we approve the MMDT statement, which shows the month-to-date distribution of $76.14, bringing us to a total of $27,853.09. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Accountant's report for the quarter ending September 30th.
Motion to approve.
Okay, Liz has made a motion. Do I have a second? Okay. Motion's made and seconded. I have questions on the quarterly report?
I don't have any questions per
Okay.
se, Veronica, but, you know, in reading the cover letter,
Yep.
it drives me crazy.
I know.
Because if
Management
you
is-
go over this,
Yep.
we have not audited or reviewed the accompanying financial statements, and accordingly do not express an opinion. They go on and on.
Right.
In other words, the ball's in your court.
Right, which it
As a-
says the management's responsible for the preparation.
But
Yep.
when it says management as well, I think then it comes down to the board to support the management, and I just feel very uncomfortable that they keep writing, and this seems to be more emphatic than what it has been in the past. I could be wrong, but it goes, our responsibility is to conduct, in accordance with statements, to assist management in presenting financial. But I don't know how the rest of you feel. I mean, I thought, and I to this day keep thinking that that's what you pay these people for. And it really is throwing the responsibility back to the board and to Chrissy and Lucia. But, so, I mean, what do? Just add and subtract figures and then they put it all down on paper, but they don't take any responsibility for it, which looks like, God forbid, if there was ever a problem here, then it would be our responsibility, I feel, after, or Chrissy's or Lucia. And that makes me uncomfortable that they don't take the documentation saying, yes, because it isn't, we have compiled it, all they do is put it together, but they don't audit it or review it. I just,
The statements that I mean, I think
just-
it's a cover letter that we receive all the time. They just keep
and this
changing the
time,
dates and so forth.
I always thought when you hire places like this is what their job is as an accountant, to double check everything, but it doesn't seem like that.
They do double check it.
But they don't put that in the cover letter, and that bothers me, and it has in the past, but I thought it was more emphatic this time. I could be wrong. However,
Well,
I don't.
Teresa's been doing it, I'm assuming you passed the MMDT for file.
Yes, we
right?
did, Lucia. but-
So where are your issues with the letter?
In general,
What do you-
in general, it's saying that they're holding no responsibility for anything. It's all on to management and that type
And
of thing.
us, so
Yeah.
I feel bad that these people aren't taking responsibility for saying, yes, we have some responsibility, but we have not audited or reviewed. I mean, I don't know what they do. Just add numbers for us?
Pretty much, and put the numbers where they belong
Yeah.
from the budget. I mean, that's pretty much all they do.
Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you in Somerset, I don't even get monthly statements. We don't get this.
No?
This is the quarterly report, so we would
Yeah.
get that. But what we got is what I just gave you, a check
Uh-huh.
register.
Yeah.
And it's basically, I mean, technically, I'm responsible for the funds that come in and go out.
Right. But
So they do, I mean, they're just going by the numbers that are in QuickBooks. That's all they're going by, because that's all they have to go by. Other than that, they would be writing the checks and doing all that. They don't audit. We have an independent auditor. So they're not going to audit. They do talk with the auditor, and they prepare the budget, but that's basically,
Lois, basically what it's saying is that the figures that are presented in the report are based on the information that we
Given-
provide to them.
we provide to them.
And they don't
Yeah.
take responsibility for the reporting of those figures, because if there's an error in Lucia's accounting, how are they gonna know that? They're going,
won't.
they're
There's
going
no way
based
that
on
they
the
know.
figures that are reported from the housing
yeah.
authority.
And
That is
how-
why, that's why they're saying they're not responsible.
and how would we know?
How would we know
As
what?
the board, I mean, we have a certain amount of responsibility, I feel. And I don't know, I would always look to them as telling me and Lucia, but I mean, as the board itself, if there was ever an error,
It's
It
my,
would be a
it's
Lucia's.
it's my error. It's my fault. It's not
Not
yours.
theirs.
It would fall on me.
but we approved this.
Yeah, but
You
we're
approve just the
we're
report.
approving it based on material facts that are presented to us.
Okay, as long as, I think that's clear with all of us, because, I mean, I just feel bad that you don't get the support of them reviewing it to.
Well, I get the support of them doing the report.
Doing the report
because-
takes it
and
off your
they do go
hands.
over the monies, and if there was anything that they would question,
Yeah.
we would talk about it and discuss it.
So they have open communication to support you, Lucia?
Definitely, yes.
Well, I feel better about that, because
Yeah.
I think this letter is, this cover letter is
And on the cover sheet, they put here, what is their responsibility? And it's rather clear of what their responsibility is.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't know, it's almost like an audit. Yeah.
Well, it's not an,
It's not an
it's
audit.
No,
not
I
an
know it's
audit.
not
It's
an
actually what they're doing
Yeah.
is putting all the numbers in the right place to
Right,
go with the
plugging-
budget.
plugging in
Because
numbers.
if you-
Right.
If you look at what they send, it basically is the budget.
Right.
Yeah,
So they're doing this against the approved budget. So the next quarter that you would see, the budget is not passed yet. So remember, this is the September one.
Right.
So when you see the December one, there won't be any budget. Actually, there shouldn't be a budget because the budget hasn't been approved. Because we have no budget. Because the budget hasn't been done yet for this.
Basically, all their job is record keeping on
That's
transactions.
exactly it.
Transfer figures from
They
one.
put in the expenses and income based on the category, based on reporting from Lucia, and that's it. They're not sitting there auditing it and going through bank statements.
Nope, and they're, well, they go through the bank statements, but to add on here and to reconcile, they actually,
Oh, they do that.
they are supposedly reconciling, but since COVID, they really haven't been reconciling because they have not physically been on site.
Right. So,
So they're
I
being
just-
done
I
within
just-
the office.
I'm sorry.
Reconciliation has been done within the office. under
Yes.
these
Yeah.
statements. Okay.
I'm gonna make an assumption though that when you're putting things in, you go and reconcile it after anyway, to some degree.
Say again?
When you're inputting everything into QuickBooks, that's basically you're reconciling it anyway,
Correct.
so.
so as long as you're comfortable with it, I just thought the board, I don't know how much responsibility do you feel as a board we have?
You don't have any responsibility other than you're just voting on what's given to you. So you have no responsibility as to the finances unless, I mean, if there was something drastically wrong,
Right.
they would see it.
Okay.
They would see where the money is going and coming and they would see it.
Yeah, okay.
And they would ask, you
No,
know,
it's
what's
not-
going on here? I mean, obviously, I'm not taking any money from you, and I know you're not saying.
No, I just want support for you, and the way the letter reads, it's you. And maybe, and that makes me feel uncomfortable that, that they write that in a cover letter, so that if there was ever even a small error, it seems like it's, they're not supportive of that. That's how I took it. That's me, but maybe I'm wrong.
It's not that you're wrong, I think it's just a feeling that you have, and it's just the way it's always been done.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't think there's any problem with it. I know the figures they get
Right.
they get double figures. So when you ask about the auditing of it, like, they get reports that show all the rents that have come in and all the money that has come in on a date, like during the month. So if somebody pays their rent, let's say November 1st, and that's when we deposit it, all of those rents are listed. So, and it will go on day by day until it's done. So they get that report as well as a report that you're getting here, as well as supplemental information that goes on that the figures are not just, okay, she's given us these figures, so we're putting them in. They get actual QuickBook reports that have the figures more than once. So they're seeing that, and they
Cross-references.
can, yes.
They can
And
cross-reference.
is there one person that oversees us, or is it a group of people looking
What
at figures
happens-
every month?
And I can only go by what Chris did. So Chris would come in and Chris would do the report. The report then goes to Teresa Ewald, who then goes over the report, and that report is not released until Teresa goes over it.
Okay.
So there's a check and balances at Ewald as well.
So that would be helpful to you. That's what
That
I'm,
is helpful to me.
Yeah.
'Cause and then when the auditor comes in, if there's anything, he's going to pick it up as well.
okay. I just, it's a very different cover letter than boards I've been on before. That you do the bit that says they're not responsible.
We have to
I
take a
don't know.
vote on this first.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So this
No
is a
problem.
quarterly report.
Yes, this
As
is a
long as
quarterly
it
report
supports
ending
you
September
and Chrissy,
30th.
That's all I.
So moved.
Yeah, we have, you already moved it, Pauline already seconded it. This was comments and questions on it. I'll call for the vote. All those in favor of the quarterly report?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Okay. Now, we'll go back to the check register. I'll accept a motion to,
Motion to approve.
motion
Sorry
to,
about that.
and do I have a second on the check register?
Second.
Okay.
Do you want
Any
those others
questions
back,
on-
Lucia?
No, you can
No.
have them.
Okay. Okay,
So if you look at the trial balance, it's
The one that
correct.
we were, yeah.
Had a lot more money the other time.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, are there any questions on the check register? Hearing none, all those in favor?
aye.
Opposed? It is unanimous. Okay, correspondence? Do you have anything at all in correspondence? No? Okay. Director's report. As of November 14th. Fifth paragraph down, has that been taken care of?
No, the registration has been given to us, but
The fifth paragraph has to do with outstanding monies.
where are we?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second sentence.
One has come in, and the other one, I did get an email from a family member asking what was owed, so I expect that that will be taken care of.
Okay.
I was on 6, I'm sorry.
You were on 6. Okay, anyone with any other questions?
Follow up about 1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
5, 6. Or should we ask that right now?
I don't have a follow-up to that. I can't give a parking sticker unless the person comes in.
Requests it.
And there were 2 vehicles. I don't know what's going on with the vehicles, and I've not been notified by the resident.
Well, I'll say again what I said last month. I think we should have, or ask the police department on one of their trips through to check all vehicles and see if they have stickers. If they don't have a sticker, then I think they should probably report it, however, or have a tow truck come and take it away. If people cannot be responsible,
I think
I don't think we should be carrying on and on and on.
I believe Christie received a list this morning, so we will contact those people and let them know that they have no stickers and that they need to come and get one.
It does state that
Doesn't-
somewhere in their handbook. Does it not state that they need a sticker on their vehicle?
And it doesn't
You know,
cost anything.
I just said something earlier. I did 14 years, 15 years on the school committee, and it was a lot easier with the children than it is with the people in this facility.
And I taught first grade, so I
sorry.
can tell you you were correct.
I know, I know.
What about if the registration's expired or the
Well,
inspection's?
then it should,
The inspection sticker, we can't really do anything about unless they take the car out and the police department stops
Stops them.
them for some other reason, then they will look at the registration sticker and see that it's expired.
So if you were to come, excuse me, so if you were to come in here and see an expired registration, there's really nothing you can do at this point?
has to be out on the road moving.
Registration expired?
Yeah.
Inspection sticker, is that what you're,
I'm talking about registration.
you're talking registration? Okay.
Sorry?
It has to be operated on a public way.
Okay.
For a,
Citation.
for a citation for the
Inspection sticker.
Okay.
inspection sticker.
What about if they have
Reg-
a reject sticker on their car from like 2020 or 21?
Again, they would have to be operation of a public way. We'd have to see them driving.
Okay.
And I think the vehicle you're talking about has not moved and nothing has been done because the resident was ill. So I can contact
Right.
that resident.
Right, but there's one with a reject sticker on it. That's been there since over a year.
Again, unless the vehicle is stopped while it is operated on a public way.
Thank you.
Sorry.
There are city ordinances that can issue a ticket for that, even though it's parked forward or whatever,
Yeah,
but we don't have that ordinance.
okay.
Okay. Anything further on the director's report?
Just one thing on the
Go ahead.
director's report.
Yep.
Lucia, you forgot to put a sentence in here that there will be no snow this winter.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know, we've got one going on in Somerset, and I've Thanksgiving for snow, so there will be snow.
There was snow flurries last night.
Did you see any?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did?
I did. I did, and it's snowing right now in the western part of the state. I was at my home. Yes.
Do we
Okay.
have a snow removal person this year?
We
We're all
the
set.
same.
We're all set. Okay.
I was going to ask that also. Okay. So, do you have a motion to file the director's report? Nobody wants to file the, throw that one in the wastebasket.
Want to keep it alive?
What did you say?
I'll make the motion.
I asked for a motion to file the director's report, and nobody
I thought I already
responded.
made that. I make it now.
Well, I have nothing here. Well, Zach just made it, so you want to second it?
Yes.
Okay. Motion has been made and seconded. We accept, file the report, director's report. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay. Westport Police Department. Anything that,
Nothing new that I'm aware of, although I do try to keep abreast of everything that's happening. Nothing, other than
getting ready for the winter?
officers having a beer, it's a charity thing.
Okay.
The chief puts a team together for the Jimmy Fund.
Yep.
The individual officers pay a certain amount of money, which is then matched by the union for the members, and we get to grow beer for 2 months.
2 months.
Don't you take donations?
Say again?
Don't you ask for donations as well? Do you ask for donations?
No, back in the day, that's the way, they would have those cans at stores that you could put your extra change in, and the chief, our new chief decided he could need more money for the charity this way. And it was close to, it was over $4,000 that we did.
How long do you get to wear that beer?
2 months.
Till January 1st.
Ah.
Okay.
So you all have a beard now?
Not all of us, our women don't, but believe it or not, both female officers also partook, donated just for the donation.
And some guys can't grow beards.
I can't grow there at all. It's a curse.
Okay, we'll move on. ARPA formula funding change. We received a notification, okay.
So this basically, from DHCD, this is $57,588 that has already been earmarked for jobs. They're just going to use opera money to pay for it and then push everything out. So that's why you see the year December 31, 2026. The opera money needs to be used before then, and I'm working with the ARCAT team on that. So this will need to be approved, and Veronica will have to do a DocuSign and send it off.
Okay, do I have a motion that we approve?
So moved.
Second? Second. Okay, motion has been made and seconded that we sign off and accept the extension of the $57,588 to be used prior to December 31st, 2026. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Okay, the reasonable accommodation fair housing marketing and language access plans, which we received last night.
And you have everything except the language access plan, because that one is a little bit, as Christie has said to me, it's really for the larger housing authorities that have multiple languages that come to them. So we still need to provide for that, but it's cumbersome because they want you to have an interpreter on kind of a retainer if you're going to use them and that kind of stuff. So I think if you look at the population, and I believe it might be in the,
Is there a deadline on signing or approving these, or?
well, they have to go into the PMR, so there's no deadline on doing it. So if you want to take it
I'm
and
just
look
saying,
at
being
it,
as lengthy as they are, and some just got, well, I don't know if everybody reads online or not, or got an opportunity to read it through. Maybe we could postpone it to our next meeting, give everyone a shot to read it through.
fine with that. And if you see where it says Somerset instead of Westport,
West-
please
yes, I
let
did.
me,
I
please
did.
let me know, because I just copied it from Somerset.
Yeah,
I did see that.
yep, that
through
was,
the-
there was one
yeah.
spot. I looked for others and I
So
couldn't find the others.
Please let me know, because they're boilerplate, they're actually boilerplate plans. And I believe they came from the federal government originally.
Yeah, I noticed
All right.
last night, I can't pick it out right now.
So,
Huh? Third page?
Right on the top.
on which one? Is that,
The first one, the thick one.
does it say fair housing on the front or accommodation?
Accommodation.
Okay, and it's on page 3?
Yep. Top paragraph.
Oh, yeah, but that's not where I saw it.
I think it said to call the Somerset too.
Oh, that one does say that.
Yeah.
It does say
Some area.
Somerset Housing
Yeah,
Authority
yeah.
at, or Somerset.
Yeah.
Unless it lined up differently on the computer. It wasn't at that spot. It was
page.
over, it was over on the left-hand side that I saw it.
The fifth page on that same document has it. The email, at least.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, anyway, I think we should
Yeah, please do that, and if you see any more,
table this
please.
till the next meeting. If I have a,
So
Do
we're
you have
ta-
the digital copies of these, Lucia?
That I sent? Oh, you mean, can I do it and get out Somerset and all that stuff?
Yeah, because you can just click Command Control Find and then put Somerset and it'll have
I'm
everything.
just having difficulty with the new system that we have both here and in Somerset. So yes, I'm very well aware of that.
okay, so we'll have,
We're putting this one for next time we meet, but
Do
we
you
can
wanna do
discuss
both?
fair housing.
you want to do fair housing now?
Well, it's only a couple of pages. I didn't know.
But I didn't know if everybody had an opportunity to
I
read
had a
it.
few questions. I didn't know, on the marketing plan, where do we market?
We don't, because they come to the door
So-
religiously.
Well,
Or call religiously.
However-
So do I want to market this? Not really.
Not really. Well, I know being part of another, and I don't like to compare, but they got material that we had to go with for disabled. And it really required us to make some changes. As, you know, throughout the whole place. So I don't want to go into that, but it says prohibits discrimination based on age in any program or activity. So age, now we're talking about, and it did say disabled. So just clarify for me, a 20-year-old gentleman comes, he's disabled, and so Westport can allow that person to move in.
That is correct.
Okay, so do all of you know that are here?
Well, I know somebody that's living there.
That is younger? Okay,
Those are the only young people who can come
Come
in
in.
here. So
Yes.
they would, there's a limited number of apartments for that. So this whole unit this whole facility could not be occupied by young disabled.
but a percentage, are you?
13.5% by the federal government. So 13.5 of
Yeah,
Of 48.
48 comes to like 6.
okay. Mental illness is also mentioned in here. What's your thoughts on that? I mean, I just,
A disabled, you can't, unless they're physically disabled, and that's what I think you were talking about initially.
yes,
Yeah. Well,
This disability
Just doing that one.
can be mental, can be physical. And we can't really question that piece.
so with the doctors, there was
That goes for elderly as well.
there was a general amount of paperwork that a physician had to fill out.
Yep.
Do we have that?
We've been using that since day one.
Well, simple things like responsible for their own housekeeping and stuff. Can everybody here do their housekeeping?
No, but they're responsible to get someone to do it if they can't.
So we have,
Supposedly.
it's not the authority's responsibility.
so you're notified if an apartment comes to a disaster, not a disaster, but gets to the point where it's hoarding or something like that, just as a question.
But again, you can only push the residents so far, and you can't, there's things that we're not allowed to do.
Okay. If we
Are there
have,
some apartments here that I would like to bomb? Yes.
well, no, I just,
That's on
before,
record.
before it affects the other residents in that building, I just didn't know if we had something in place. I know it does say Bristol Elders and all of that, but if we have a 13% that's for
You
age,
have to understand that people here are not considered to be without ability to make decisions. So Bristol, even though we recommend Bristol Elders, and Bristol Elders would come in and do an evaluation,
they will.
they can still refuse unless they're considered mentally incompetent.
So, next. You had said a 13% for age. What's the
13.5.
what's the percentage for minority?
It isn't.
So is that in the 13%, would you say, Lucia?
There's no percentage for minority.
Okay.
It's just minorities are given, not given a priority, but if we don't have minorities, then,
Right.
but I'm not gonna go looking for them.
No, I was just wondering if we had to abide by that, and,
We don't. I mean, if you look at the page, which is page 3,
right,
While you're there, to get off that subject, but your very first, at the top of the page, under A, that's where Town of Somerset comes in.
oh, okay.
yes. I
Okay,
knew
but
I'd
now you
seen that for
can, now
Rhode
you can
Island,
continue
too.
on, yeah. and
Yeah,
Population of
So,
Providence
but
and
the
Warwick.
population that you see down here is Westport. I did
Okay.
go on to the Census Bureau
Okay.
and get that. So if you look at the percentage, and that says Somerset as well.
Somerset
but that
also.
should say
Yep.
Westport.
Yep,
If you look at that, this is the percentage in Westport that's given on the census.
okay,
So if you look at those percentages, we're not going to have Westport residents that meet it. They're very low percentages. The highest one is in the Providence Warwick, which is the metro area that we come under, and that's
Hispanic.
7.9% of Hispanic Latino.
right,
So you need to understand that these percentages are based on the town's population, not on the housing
Housing
authority's
authority.
population.
Okay, so this last population that's in the Westport,
Yes.
do they have a priority where we don't have that at present?
If they would come to apply,
Yeah.
that would be one thing, but I have not seen anybody
Yeah.
come to apply. And I don't know, lots of times with the census, that gets mixed up with the Portuguese people. And we have Portuguese people who apply and come, and they're certainly, the priorities are really given to homeless by housing authority rules.
Yep.
Homeless, veteran,
Veteran.
and resident of the community.
If there was a language barrier, do we have an AT&T line? You know how the hospitals used to have an AT&T in the emergency room for people who come in and
Yeah.
can't? They just connect them to that and the person talks to them over the phone?
We do not, and we would have to purchase that, and I do not believe that small housing authorities have the ability to do that.
So we wouldn't be held to the fire if we don't do that?
That would come under the language piece, which is
Right.
why I'm struggling with that.
I know, I was too.
I'm struggling with the language one only because if you look at this, we don't have that. And most people who have a language barrier will come with a family member who
Right,
speaks
right.
English.
Yeah. I think probably our only challenge.
Not so much.
Just as an update, the hospital no longer has either.
Oh,
Somebody
really?
comes in and has a problem, you call admissions or HR, and they will make a phone call to whatever their connection is,
Right.
to get someone to call
To
back.
call back, yeah.
Or if there's
yeah.
someone within the office that
They're
speaks, they'll
literally
send somebody
hiring
out.
interpreters, and that's
Right,
why,
right.
when Christy and I were talking about it this morning, this really applies to, like Boston, that has a higher population of many different people, many different languages, many different sects. For us, I mean, if it's Portuguese, I can stumble through. I can always call Veronica, she can stumble
Stumble
through
through.
with me.
But as long as we know that's an answer, mostly
Yes.
that would be the type of individual that would be coming.
But I have never seen anyone come to either Somerset, which is larger, or Westport, who doesn't have somebody who will speak for them.
Could I ask two more questions?
You can.
Do we, where we're supposed to be handicap accessible, the bathroom here, because they come in here to do, is that handicap accessible?
No. And are we going to make everything handicapped accessible? No.
Okay.
Because we're not going to get the money to do that. And I will tell you about handicapped accessible that I'm going through in Somerset. They are taking 2 apartments and making them handicapped accessible to the tune of $800,000 at this point. That's where we're at. And that is like a ridiculous amount of money, and all they're doing is getting a bigger bathroom.
I just asked because.
Do I sound a little negative about it? Oh, yes. Have I told DHCD about it? Oh, yes. It is a foolish move. You cannot take a structure, there is no way we could make these bathrooms accessible, other than if we just had one bathroom.
One, yeah.
And we could do that. But the cost is going to be prohibitive.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking a toilet, and then we're talking a hallway that they have to be able to turn
Turn
in.
in, yeah.
I think we have the hallway, something
Not
that they
if you
could
start
turn around.
moving the bathroom around.
But we
They
don't
to
have,
the elevated, John.
it would have to be, the door would have to be in the center.
Center.
These doors would have to come off because you can't make that turn with a wheelchair without having to back up and go.
So when we write this plan, when
We're
we.
not rewriting it, we're
No,
just using the boilerplate that DHCD gave us. And we're changing and putting some things in. Because unless DHCD is gonna come down and give us all the money to make all the renovations they want, it's not gonna happen, because we don't have the money to do that.
I'm just going to
Well-
ask one quick question. Should we, I don't know if we fall under it, I know other town buildings and so forth, should we do any type of construction within this building? Would we be obliged to bring it up to handicapped code?
Yes,
I think we would, okay.
and
Just-
that's for everything.
Right.
And the handicap units have to do with the percentage of the units that you actually have physically.
Right.
So that's why we just redid those two units.
Yeah. We don't have to put a handicap parking space for the people who are coming into the office? Those 4 right there.
That will give you 3 spaces,
I
because
know.
a handicap, I know what you're thinking, honey, but you're gonna mess up the whole housing authority.
Well, if they give you all these guidelines and
But these aren't guys, it's just a plan. So you can put it in as a plan. Can you change the plan at any time? Yes. And if you really want to have that, then you're talking curb cuts and you're talking a lot more than just a handicap
Yeah, you don't just put
space.
handicap space.
Right, I know, but I don't know. I thought when you gave us this to read, we had to look at our place and then suggest adjustments. No?
Just need to take this plan and file it under the PMR, and that's it. Because if we were to make adjustments and make everything handicapped here,
No, not everything.
Well, you can't do.
You can't do-
You can't do one thing without doing everything.
Well, I just thought maybe we could put in 1 parking space and, and maybe get an elevated John, and simple things. You know,
Okay.
We can't do anything.
All
I
right.
mean, a comfort height toilet?
Yes.
Is that what you're talking
Well, I
about?
was slightly referring to that. I just
Comfort
thought,
height toilet, if we had to change the toilets, we could put a comfort height toilet in.
something like that,
Which
yeah.
would, but if and I'm sure all of you have been to restaurants and places that have handicapped things, and you go and sit down on that toilet, and it's a kiddie toilet. It's not even a comfort height toilet. It's not even a regular sized toilet. So, I mean, we have 2 handicapped units here. We're not going to have a multitude of handicapped people coming in and out because we don't have that ability to house them. And most handicapped people will call before they come, and they come with somebody. They do have a ramp, and I believe there is, and I'll give you an example. Again, somebody said the other day at our meeting, and it was a board member in Somerset, that, well, when you go out to the road, you have to step down a curb. But there are curb cuts everywhere.
You just have to walk to them.
You just have to walk to them. So the convenience of it is what you're really talking about. But I would say that the parking spaces here are fairly large, so that somebody coming in with a handicapped vehicle can get in and out.
Okay.
Just one thing, Liz, when you did the Nokichoke, is there anything that was different with us?
Excuse me?
When you did Nokichoke,
But Nokichoke was new construction.
oh, so they had
That's
to do-
altogether
They
different.
have to do
Yeah,
it.
So we
they
don't
had other-
have to upgrade ours.
We do not have to upgrade unless we are doing a construction piece. So if we were to do an extensive construction of this building, then yes, we would have to do handicapped. But other than that, no.
Okay, we had numerous questions. Anybody prepared to vote, or we're going to table both of these until our next meeting?
Table both to
Table
the
both
next
to the next meeting? Okay, motion's made and seconded. We table both, and we'll take them up at the next meeting. Might have some other questions between now and then.
I'm sure you'll find some of them
Okay.
a lot more.
Any other new business to be brought up?
Did somebody motion to table?
Yes, Liz motioned and Zach seconded.
Old business.
Old business? Any old business anyone has?
No update with the insurance for the
Nope.
roof?
No, that was in the
No, and they're not
director's
asking for money, I'm not giving it to them.
Okay. Generator's all set, you call the plumber? Okay. I guess that was it, huh? that we had to
Commissioner
follow through?
comments? Start with Zach. Nothing? Pauline?
I have a comment.
Okay.
It's been over a year now that the dumpster hasn't had covers. It's a health code violation. I was doing some research. I don't know if the violation of a fee of either between $10 and $500 applies to a housing authority or it just applies to a landlord. Have you at least called to see if they can replace that one to get covers on it?
I have not called Winwace. I want to get rid of Winwace because they are charging us more money. But I have to do it at a time where I have to get those dumpsters out and new dumpsters in. There can't be any wait time for the new dumpsters to come.
Okay. It's just that it's a health code violation.
Anything else, Pauline?
If you can get me that health code violation, and that's out of Westport,
Yes.
Liz?
No.
Okay. Lois?
Just that the cameras have been put in, right? You said it's complete.
they're almost complete. I'm waiting for, Christy and I are supposed to be trained after this meeting, but I have not heard.
Okay.
I have nothing. Tenant comments? Cheryl?
Okay. I have a question about, everybody got this posted in their hallway about
The what?
She chose-
I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice.
I can't hear
West
her.
Depot. Okay, it was signed by you, Lucy.
Yep.
So my question is, it doesn't say, don't go there or else. There's nothing as or else. Is it police take notice? Is it police are gonna kick us out? Is CERTA gonna come and find us? What's the purpose of?
The shelter for them to
CERTA
smoke.
has said
There's a notice.
that if there are problems with that covering, they will remove it.
So that's the bottom line. So in other words, people can still go in there, because I've seen people other than us go in there from the street, whether they're waiting for a bus or not, and they're smoking. So it's like people are still smoking in there?
In that, I believe the notice said that I have no control over
Right.
people, but there is control over here. If people want that bus covering, then they have to abide by the no smoking.
Okay, so the bottom line is, you're not doing anything, the police are not gonna do anything if you're in there smoking.
It's a CERTA, it's owned by CERTA.
No, I know. I don't even go in there anymore. It's
Cheryl,
not
I'm
even
being
me.
a good neighbor by saying to my people, please do not use that to smoke because it
Right.
will get removed. And there are people who do use that to take the bus.
No, I understand that, I do.
We've had the no
Okay.
smoking
I didn't
policy.
know what the bottom line was of it, it didn't say.
The bottom line is, you do what you know is correct, and some who don't know or don't want to adhere to what they're supposed to do, and if it's removed, don't come over and ask us why it was removed.
We've had the no
You're-
smoking policy for 8 or 9 years.
Yep.
And everyone, even the ones that have been here for a long time, sign the notice stating that they're aware that now it's no smoking on the premises. We have a smoker in 1, 2 and 2, 1 and 3, 1 and 4, 1 and 5, 3 and 6. There's still smoking.
So
And the other thing is too.
there was
Brad
a,
told me this, that the last, before you, the last administrator, told everybody, go smoke in the depot.
well, I don't care that
Who
she
was,
told me
who,
when I got
and who,
home.
and who was the last administrator, and how long ago was that?
Oh, that doesn't matter, because you even told me yourself, you said, don't smoke in the apartments. I said, I don't smoke in the apartments. When I first moved in, you said, go smoke on Route 6 near the depot. You said it too.
Route
So-
6. Go out to
Near-
Route 6.
near the depot.
I didn't tell you to go and use the.
You did, I know what you said. That was 4 years ago.
Right,
Or
and you,
going on 5.
okay.
But yeah.
And
Anything else?
Let me
Let's-
just finish, because CERTA did put a no smoking sign up there, that was taken down.
Yeah.
So people don't want to follow what is gonna happen, I've been told by CERTA that that will be removed.
Okay, so that's the bottom line. See, I didn't understand what the bottom line was. Like, what's gonna happen is a police officer's gonna go by and say, you're fined. You know what I mean?
Not even,
Okay.
there's no crime that I can see about smoking in there. If it's a policy, it's something that's lived in here.
But it's not a policy here, it's a policy with CERTA,
Correct.
right? It's a policy with CERTA.
Yeah, so we wouldn't stop if somebody was smoking in there, no.
Thank you. I just
Hey.
didn't know what the bottom line was with that notice that we posted.
Any other tenant questions, comments? Okay, our next meeting is slated for December 21st. I thought I did see something about question whether we wanted to do the 21st, which is Christmas week, or do we want to move it up, or do we want to?
I'd rather not have the 21st.
You will not be here? Okay.
I said I would rather not have it on the 21st.
You'd rather not have it on the 21st. Do we want to move it earlier? Do we want to forget the date of the December and just move to January?
Well,
Do we feel we don't know at this point whether there'd be a need?
I
well,
think
does
we're
the
gonna need
SEA
to
have
meet
anything on the
December.
agenda that?
Okay,
Because we have the budget,
okay,
Right.
and that has to be
okay.
done and taken care of.
So we either meet before or we meet between Christmas and New Year's. Go the
Okay.
following week.
Well, I'll go back to the 21st. We don't, I mean, just because it's Christmas time and everybody's busy, not only me, everybody. That's why I said that. But if people choose to have it the 21st, fine.
Well, we need one in December is what it boils down to. So it's either the 21st or we go to the 28th, which is between. If you feel it's too busy at Christmas and you want to move it to after Christmas,
Or before.
or before, the week before, it'll be the 14th, I believe.
If we do, can we do the 14th?
The 14th of December, you'll be around?
Yeah, because I'm gone the first week. I'm leaving the 3rd to the 10th, and then I'm back from the 11th through the 16th, and then I'm gone again.
Oh, to be young.
14th of
Take
December,
vacations.
it's fine with me. How's the 14th sound for everyone? Okay?
I think so.
Okay, Pauline? Okay. We'll move it to the
Liz,
14th.
talking
Liz,
about
Liz,
14th.
14th?
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Yep, we'll move on the
Same
14th.
time.
Same time, just moving it up a week. Okay. Hearing nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, motion has been made,
Second.
seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it is unanimous.